Wow, is that it?
Yeah.
Amazing. Look at how big that is, Kevin.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
This really is unbelievable.
The henge has a diameter of over 100 feet and it's a very strong structure. It doesn't resemble anything like a water tower or cooling tower, support structure for that, for example, because it's plastered and it's painted with the green camouflage paint. One of the other strange facts is that it has an unusually strong reinforcement, which says that there were very strong forces acting on it.
So you think some sort of important craft was tested here using the henge as a test rig of some sort?
It could have been used for testing the bell, the glocke.
If the bell is powerful enough to create a space-time distortion, then it could leave traces that would still be evident decades later. So what we're going to do is look for radiation signatures and magnetic aberrations in the center of the henge.
This looks like a good spot.
I got something hard. It's a brick.
And we didn't find any evidence at the center of the henge, so now we have to look at the perimeter.
If the Glock really did exist, then if it would have created a large level of radiation, it would have spread from the center all the way to these columns here. And possibly we'd pick something up. But it's been so many years, I'm not surprised that we're not getting any unusual readings at all.
The bell utilized some kind of torsion field physics related with gravity, but quantum physics as well.
If they're relating gravity to quantum physics, you're talking about time travel.
Yes, it was one of the aspects of this device.
Igor Witkowski is explaining to us the theories of time travel. Time travel. That's something I've always linked to the existence of UFOs. He's showing us this facility and explaining how the bell could actually disrupt local space-time.
It worked in such a way that inside there were two metal cylinders or drums. There was a mercury inside these drums, which rotated or spun around the common axis with very high speeds by the flow of the electric discharge, electric current.
How important do you think this was to the German High Command?
I have managed to find a document in one of the archives in the United States, actually, in which it is stated that it was the most important research project of the Third Reich.
All right, guys, follow me.
And we're in Poland looking for a connection between UFOs and Nazis, and we found this strange structure that could possibly be used as a UFO test rig. But I think there's a more plausible explanation, and I've found some evidence to back me up.
Well, you're taking us to a dump?
All right,
This is great.
this is a good vantage point. Look behind me, right here. Behold, it's the henge. It's right there. It's simply a concrete support for a water tower and a power plant.
Well, of course they're similar, Kevin. I mean, we're not saying that aliens built the henge. We're not saying that that's some kind of extraterrestrial structure. I mean, both of these were built by humans, so of course they look similar, right?
Yeah, and the fact is, it's camouflage. It's supposed to be camouflaged. You don't have a top secret weapon to end the war and put a neon sign on it saying top secret weapon to end the war.
So if you're going to have a test rig, you disguise it as a water tower. That's what you're saying?
Absolutely. You disguise it. You hide it in plain sight.
I mean, do you remember at the henge, there was a factory close by, a power plant. They needed a water tower for the cooling system, and that's exactly what the henge was. It was a base for that, just like we're seeing here.
Look guys, it's Occam's razor. Then the theory states that the simplest answer is always the best. And it's clear we have the same thing going on right here. The simple answer is, at the Henge there was a factory. It needed a cooling system, a water tower, and the Henge is simply the base of a water tower.
We're back in Lower Silesia, the home of Project Riese. We're in the old German town of Bad Salzbrunn, where Igor Witkowski is showing us a sanatorium, and what we find here may well connect the secrets of the Bell to the other parts of the Project Riese complex.
This is the vacuum chamber, a pressurized chamber that was used by the Germans during the war. A German scientist, Professor Hubertus Struckholdt, who was commanding this place. He was a pioneer of space medicine research.
So why was there a space medicine research here at that time, 1940s?
We know that he was experimenting here with some kind of simulator of a spacecraft. We know from the testimonies of prisoners of the concentration camp here that Struckholdt was carrying experiments on humans. They simulated altitudes up to 40,000 meters to ascertain what altitude can the human body withstand.
40,000 meters equals 130,000 feet. And if what Igor is saying is true, then these altitudes would cause permanent damage, if not immediate death. UFO connection or not, if they were using human subjects in these kinds of experiments, then this is another example of Nazi brutality.
Now, this is obviously a pressure chamber, but this whole building used to be a sanatorium. And back in the 40s, there were a lot of bronchial diseases. Couldn't this just be a room to just merely treat these bronchial diseases?
It could have been such a room, but Professor Struckholdt in an interview has said that he carried out his experiments related to space research in this part of this small city. So this is the only place that matches the description.
Let me get this straight. Are we saying that this room was part of some kind of training program or testing program to send people on some kind of craft into space?
Professor Struckholdt himself has said in an interview after the war that he tested here underground some kind of a spacecraft that was controlled by men sitting inside. It was something strange, something unconventional, and something that was contribute to the victory of the Third Reich.
You're talking the Wunderwaffe.
Yes, it would have been the Wunderwaffe, wonder weapon.
In looking for the origins of Bill Line's compass, we've checked out leads in Berlin, Peenemünde, and Lower Silesia. Here's what we know. The Nazis may have benefited from extraordinarily unconventional technology. And the Bell, Die Glocke, fits the description of the Wunderwaffe that the Nazis were developing.
Look, this is just like every other UFO